I can finally join this SIG. Finally, my account was
You
being
couldn't
fixed.
join before? Wonder what happened.
Nah, Michelle fixed it for me on the CDF side. There was something messed up with my MFA. Yeah, I couldn't join the. I don't know, there's something wrong. I couldn't sign in to join the meeting. Yeah,
Well, that's
but
stupid.
I'm here now. Yeah, I know it's weird, but she Michelle fixed it for me. It was great. And then
Good.
Roxanne just resent me the meeting invite.
Something got screwed up on your ID or something.
Yeah, something got messed up on my ID. Yeah, because I really wanted to be a part of this one. This is really cool. What you're doing, what you and Kate are doing, Tracy, and the rest
Oh,
of
thanks.
the rest of the crew in here, because it's sorely needed.
It's so needed. It really is.
It is. Yeah,
Making some progress.
exactly.
It's just documentation, right? It's just writing.
Yeah, but
I've
that's
been
a good
doing,
place, eh?
yeah.
It's like creating the architectural plan before you implement the house, eh? Build the house.
Well, if we can make it simple for people, man, you know, they're trying to meet
You
these
mean
guidelines.
you mean give everybody a 3D printer with the architecture?
Yeah, that'd be great. That would be
It
really
would be
awesome,
good.
right?
It would be right. Here you
Yeah,
go.
it would.
Can you imagine printing out the architecture of your entire like cloud environment or your CI/CD using a 3D printer? That would be quite amazing to see.
I
To
always
see
thought
it
it'd
in.
be fun to have just have it in a VR.
Yeah, that's also true. That would be amazing. You could walk through it. That would be the best.
See,
All the
I always
scary,
wanted to have a VR. I always wanted
all the.
that. All of
It'll
all of
either
our
be a Halloween.
reporting,
It'll either be the best
yeah.
Halloween you've ever had or the best Christmas. Depends on which person, who the person is.
Or how about walking through one of our blast radiuses?
Oh, awesome. I think there's something there, Tracy. I'm telling you. I think there's like another SIG coming up in you.
Virtual reality and DevOps.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you know what? Maybe we'll get to a point where AI is doing so much we just have to walk through like a boss and check out on all the agents and what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Kate.
I
Hey,
like your
Kate. I'm looking
thinking.
forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Okay, perfect.
Be fun. Be way fun. All right. Who else do we have on? Chris is here. Victor is here.
When are you going in and leaving?
We go in on, we're going to go Friday and go hang out with Steve's niece. So we'll be there Monday morning and then we leave Thursday. So we'll be there a week. How about you?
I'm going in early Monday morning, so I'll be there at like 9 a.m. And but I'm staying until I'm catching the red eye on Thursday. I'm gonna go hang out with my aunt in Denver.
It'd be
But
a nice trip.
yeah, I'm gonna be staying though in the Denver area, and then she's over in Lafayette, Colorado. It's over by Boulder.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Let me let's take a walk on what we've done. Let me bring it up and let's just walk through it. It's really looking good. Looking fab, fab, fab. Sure. There it is. Okay, so the area that we start from the top. We did protect the organization, and the formatting looks great. So if anybody hasn't seen the new formatting, you want to take a minute to look at it, see if there's anything you want to change. This would be a good place to have a discussion about it, because I believe once we finish each page, this formatting will magically show up.
Yeah.
So the next one in this area, Chris, which one did you work on?
This one, because
You worked on protect the
yeah,
software?
yes, because I'm waiting for
Okay.
us to have gone through it before I format
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so let's take the time today to go through this, unless anybody has a topic that they want to cover. The only thing, Kate, have you discussed, I think that the next meeting will be during,
Yes, it will
will
be.
be next, yeah, so should we cancel that? Because we will all be together on that Tuesday at the CICD Cybersecurity Focus Group?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. I'll put out, yeah, I'll let people know, and I'll do it now.
Okay, and remind them that if they are going to be at CDCon, that that's where we're going to be having this in-person meeting. And we'll get back to the doc the two weeks after. And just an important note on that, we're not going to be talking about stuff that we already are doing on this. I mean, this is all important, and we'll get through it. We'll get through all the doc. We'll be able to do a nice release. I'm sure of it. It'll happen. What we're going to talk about are other things that we're not talking about here, and tooling that may be important, and why we're struggling in some ways with even adding SBOMs to the pipeline. Things on the topic are CD events. Is anybody using CD events? We're going to talk about the use of an evidence store. Fidelity did a really interesting white paper a couple of years ago on how they're built, what their evidence store looks like. That's of interest to the Ortelius group, because that's what Ortelius is an evidence store. We're going to talk about AI and topics like software debloating. You know, we have all of these vulnerabilities that we are always talking about. Sorry, I didn't realize I didn't have my microphone up to me. Is software debloating something of interest, or are people still cautious about it, what their opinions are? We're going to talk a little bit about auto remediation of POM files and dependency files. And we're going to talk a little bit about new workflows. Claude Opus 4 now has a 7-hour workflow window that many believe will completely disrupt how we do CI/CD. So we're going to try to talk about future as opposed to policies, because some of those impact the security process in a pretty intense way. Software debloating could be a game changer in terms of vulnerability management. Agentic AI and having the machine decide to go update your POM file is sort of a new and different thing to do. And are we going to see something new in the world of CD events around processing? So I hope if you're there, you can join us and think about those topics, because we just want it to be a focus group and a real honest conversation. All right.
Tracy,
Yeah.
just a quick note. Would it be possible to let people join that meeting virtually, just even by voice?
Yes, I can. I do have a Zoom meeting set up. We can do that. We don't have a good way of, I don't know if they'll be able to hear. That's my concern.
Okay.
Because we don't have we're not going to have a
I
microphone.
understand. Yeah, so it's going to be, since it's a group discussion. Yeah, that makes
Right.
sense.
So what I'm going to try to do is figure out a way to do my best to possibly record it,
Yeah,
run my Zoom off my phone, and pass my phone around as the microphone.
that's a great idea.
At least we'll have a good audio. It might not be a visual thing you want to see if the phone's getting passed around, but at least we'll have that I can share it as like a podcast.
You
I
could just put it
have,
on speaker. Sorry, just put it on speakerphone. You just put it in the middle.
It depends on, yeah, if there's not that many people there, because it's in a big room. We're being given the ballroom. So I would,
Okay.
if I can encourage people to get into a closer group, then we can do that. So I say that we go ahead and I'll share I'll share that Zoom link with this mailing list. But I'll put it. But when you send that notice out, Kate, let them know that a Zoom invite will come along, but it may not be the best.
audio.
It may not be the best experience, but we are going to try to capture voice. Yes, Victor.
I came here actually for one reason. I participate in a lot of different anything, basically anything AI, anything security is what I'm interested in. So in the CNCF ecosystem, there's a lot of discussion about like GitOps and when it comes to security as well as the abstraction needed in the API machinery for that. So the article I code is actually quite old, but you can tell it's been going on for quite some time. And then there are also discussion on things like MCP, new agentic AI related things that can change how Kubernetes deal with all these things, which in turn will impact security. I just want to wish actually to find out in the CD Foundation, what do they mean to CI/CD that's not GitOps? Does it have any impact or any even interest?
So GitOps and CI/CD in my world are very different, to be honest. In my world, GitOps is the process of building scripts, making sure that you're checking them in, and you have an operator that's looking for new updates, and that operator pulls it. That goes beyond what that's only a small part of the whole CI/CD pipeline. So there are security implications in almost every state of this process. This is what we're going through here. So I would say the GitOps question is over here in deploy. And tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, certainly you can update a Jenkins workflow file and check it in, and then in order to manage Jenkins itself. But to me, that is still part of sort of the infrastructure. It doesn't necessarily it doesn't do anything to change the way we do software composition analysis or generate SBOMs. Am I wrong?
Can I interpret it that
Yeah.
the CD Foundation is more focused on supply chain, whereas GitOps is for, as you said, yeah, it's GitOps. So it's for Kubernetes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But GitOps is an important part of the pipeline if, in fact, that the customer's using GitOps, especially at the deployment side. Any of the platform engineering components that are being pushed out can be managed by like an Argo CD, and the idea of having an agent that's running out there waiting for an operator running out in an environment waiting for an update that they should go pull back or pull into that environment. So as we go through these discussions, if there are areas around that are GitOps related that should go into these topics, we should make sure and list them. I think when we get to build and deploy, we're going to see more of that.
Okay. Yeah. So actually earlier I see one of your page saying TEE. So you're also like the hardware supply chain, or at least the TPM is also interested to this CD Foundation, right?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay, awesome.
So
So
so that we're having a convergence between I would say platform engineering and DevOps.
yeah.
DevOps being a component of platform engineering, and platform engineering evolving the way we see DevOps, and I think it's all for the better. So if there are areas that we should be discussing in that area in platform engineering, and we need to include something in our list over here, we have code and pre-build, build and deploy, and then post-deploy. I would think that there may be items in this that we could include around platform engineering, and these are all open to update as you feel that is needed, as long as we're talking about open source code right now.
Yeah, so I actually included so I'm actually participating in another community called SPDX for software bill of material. There is actually we're building so-called multi-dimensional supply chain metadata that capture the supply chain. In the past, we could only worry about software, right? But now it's also hardware, AI model, and data. Because nowadays the code AI model can generate code, and then and of course code will be trained by reading data, which could be GitOps code. So it's a knowledge graph. So if you're interested, that will be, I think it would be also like to get input from CD,
Yes.
CI/CD.
So as
best
we
practice.
go through these, if any of that secures the software development framework and achieves one of these tasks, we should include it.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
that's what our focus is, right? And we realize the importance of an AIS bomb, how important that's going to be. But we can't get companies just to generate a regular SPDX or run SIFT. So we have a long way to go before we can say that we know the version of an LLM that a piece of code was generated from, which is going to be an important part. It really will be. But right now we haven't even. We've got to get people using these tools. We build
Yeah.
them, but nobody consumes them, and it's frustrating.
Yeah. I'd love to get
Okay,
your input on that because it's mandatory now in EU at least for SBOM.
you know what? I've talked to people who are doing work for the government, and they just keep sending the same S-bomb, and the government never knows any difference. Because it's just getting checked in. It's just a text file. Nobody's consuming it or seeing what's happening to it.
I don't
So
want
it doesn't have a lot of teeth right now. We've got to
I
make it
know.
have teeth.
Yeah, I know. In US, there's no teeth. In EU is a law. It's a $15 million penalty for not doing it.
Well, I don't think that even then they can do it, but how do you know the quality of that S-bomb?
I'm not sure you're aware there's a CISA working group. I can post some of the working docs
Nobody's
at the.
looking at the S-bomb. They say give it to us, and they don't do anything with it. That is the rub. And sure, you can
Okay.
get fined for not turning one over, but you could turn one over that you're like, oh, here's an S-bomb. I'll just send that with it. It's got to be close. It was from the last build we did, right? So I'm just saying that we've got a long way to go in terms of those pieces. All right, let's go. Let's move forward and let's start working on this section. If we open up the bigger doc, let me go back over here, open up this, scroll down to protect the software, I think is what we're on. Is that correct? PW, PS. What is it that we're working on? Did I just, oh, darn it. Code and pre-build, software development framework. We are on PS, and it is Chris is day. So let's go through, and we're going to go through every PS, and we're going to make sure that we all agree that what is out here makes sense. So I'm going to put these side by side. I'll try to make this bigger. I'm going to get rid of you guys. Make this side bigger. Scroll up a bit. All right, so the first one is protect all forms of code from unauthorized access and tampering. The tooling around that is GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, and SourceForge. Now, it feels like some of this is starting to become a bit redundant. If we go over to protect the organization, I think we had another one here. And Chris, you want to go ahead and open up and start updating your doc as we walk through this? Or do you want me to do it?
I can do it.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and do it if we have any additions. I thought we added a bunch of old timer.
Tracy,
Uh-huh.
you will end up being redundant, but you need to be redundant because somebody may jump right to that specific.
No, I know. I was just going to cut and paste from that.
I know, I'm just letting you
Okay.
know that you're gonna end up being very redundant.
Yeah, I know we'll be a bit redundant. So are there other tools that we needed to add then to that section? We have GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, and SourceForge. What, Steve? Steve's always in this meeting, but not. It's hilarious because he talks to me from his other side of his office. Were there any other tools that we should add to here? Store all forms of source code, all forms of code. Should we add CVE or not CVE? Oh my God.
I don't
Any
think
other?
it's bad to have less tools or the same tools. I mean,
I was just going to go over here and find out. I thought we had come up with a couple of other tools. Wasn't it on this one that we all came up with some ones that were kind of old that some people are still using?
yes, that was.
Going.
You mean Subversion?
Is it what?
Subversion? SVN?
Subversion, exactly. We should be, let's add Subversion to that list. So let's put Subversion in that list. Thank you, Victor. I was like, what is the name of that product? CollabNet had it. Subversion, and isn't there like a Unix one that everybody used for a while? I know I did. I can't remember what it was called. So I'm not sure how this was broken up. Chris, help me out. Was if we go to PS1, store all including source code, because it feels like we have PS1 here.
Yes, 1.1, yes.
And then we have open source tools to achieve. And then we have another one, use version control features of the repository, track all changes made to the code with accountability to the individual account.
Yeah.
Wouldn't we have the same, shouldn't this all be put up in the same?
They're different, like, they serve different purposes. So I separate them out.
Is there a different number then?
No, same number, 1.1, but they have, like, different purposes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And wouldn't Git achieve this up here? Wouldn't all of these achieve this up here? Open source or free tools to achieve?
That's the version control features of repository track. Let's see. I think it's more like Git for this item. Because like for
all of them do that. All of the GitHub does that, Bitbucket does that, SourceForge, Subversion.
It doesn't do like for GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, they mostly do storage, but for Git it's mostly version control.
They do. You can track changes with them. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I can add them. You want me to add all?
It shows you. Yeah, so I would just add on Subversion, and then all of those should be under the second point as well.
Okay.
So, Rajiv, you added.
Oh, that's the proprietary.
Hey, hi all. Yeah, I mean, as of now, what I understand, like we have to add tools which we can like how we have GitHub, and also I was just thinking like we can add OSS version of these things, or
Yes. Right now, we're trying to track all just open source code. Just so everybody knows, this group has gotten some recognition from the board, thanks to the work of Kate of the CD Foundation's board. They are going to give us some money to do some outreach, which also means that we might be able to allow CDF members to add their pieces, to add their products to this with a note that says this is a sponsored link because it's coming from a member. But we're probably not going to just open it up to anybody adding their tools here. Otherwise, I think it might get a little crazy. But just keep that in mind. So that's why when we started, I thought we should just go ahead and put it up here, open source tools, and then we might put CDF sponsored links or something if the members are going to get to contribute to it. Because we're trying to create some way for the CD Foundation to make some money off of this. But yeah, Chris, if you could add under this section PS 1.1, just add subversion and then copy all of those to the second topic, use version control to track.
Okay. Yeah.
So commit signing, use commit signing for code repository sign code. This looked like, when I looked through it, I thought Chris did a pretty good job of listing this. I don't know enough about signing to know if there's any other tools, but if anybody has an idea that there may be other tools out there. What about SigStore? Does SigStore should SigStore be in here?
Cosign is there from Sixto, that project.
Right, so should we have SigStore listed? Yes, no?
Can we have a link of it so we can take a look at where it is?
I just don't want to miss out on any OpenSSF tools in this space. All-star best practices. Let's see. All projects. I thought they were organized better.
Okay, so this one's SigStore.
SigStore.
Yeah, we should add this OpenSSL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chris, I'll put in, whoops. I don't know why Zoom has decided to take over my calendar. I was going to put in the chat. There's the chat. There's SigStore's link, Chris.
Okay, thanks. Gotcha.
Okay, let's go back to, and then have the code owner review and approve all changes made to the code by others. So those will do the job. And I think that there is, I really thought that, I'm going to just make this big for a minute. Projects, repository security.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of repository security stuff in here.
Yeah,
And we are looking for tools that review and approve all changes made. And I think that I thought that in one of these, that they had a way for you to, because I know OpenSSF scorecard wants to track that. So weird. I lose this. Projects, repository security. Protect the contents and get unauthorized or malicious changes. That might get tough. We might want to add that to, it says protect the contents of a Git repo from unauthorized or malicious changes. We may want to add that as a potential for up here where it says use version control features, to track all changes. I think we should add git tough there to that protects unauthorized changes. It may be something because this is accountability to the individual account. So let's add that git tough to there.
Okay.
I swear I thought they had something out here. We were on what? We were on code reviewers. I guess that's it. Those. I feel crazy today because I feel like if I make this larger, there's more I guess there's just those 4 tools. All right, well, just keep those tools in mind until we get to the next area, because I have a feeling we're going to look again. And I keep probably making everybody dizzy with flipping back and forth. Okay, so we added GitTough up here to change tracking and accountability. We think we have everything in, and signing, you're going to add SIG store. And this is this is reviewers. And I think this looked fine, but I couldn't find if we had any other tools out there that might be checking that. That's okay though. Use cryptography, GitHub commits. Okay. All right, so let's go back to the Secure Software Development Framework. That takes us out of 1.1, so we go to 2.1. Make software integrity verification information available to software acquirers. Is this an SBOM? Post hashes to release files, use and establish certificate authority. And what did you tell us? Apache, OpenGP, and the GNU Private Guard. Okay. Do any of these fit in there? The OpenSSF ones. Let's go back to their projects. Projects. SBOM tool, software supply chain. And now I forgot. I was like, oh, cryptography. We think that we should be able to find a home for every single one of these security tools that they're using, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But I don't think there's nothing in this one. And Victor, was there anything that they're doing with SPDX in this area? Software integrity verification available to the software acquirers? I don't think so. Okay. I'm just going to do this. Projects. All projects. Okay, now we have all projects. All right, let's go on. Unless we see if there's anything else we need to add to archive or to the P2.
No,
Go
looks
to
good.
P3. P3, securely archive the necessary files and supporting data. Integrity verification provenance to be retained for each software release. Yeah, that one we should add Ortelius to
Okay.
as an evidence store.
It's like 2.3.1. Okay.
But so it's 3.1, yeah. It's Ortelius. Okay.
Okay.
Do we know of any other kind of evidence store that might be other than the Git itself? Okay. PS 3.2. collect, safeguard, maintain, and share provenance data for all components of each software release in a software bill of material. So I think that's probably, you got that down. Is there a tool out there that we know of that's doing tools for AI SBOMs that we should include?
Can we check like what they have for OpenSFF?
Yes, we can. They have this here. So bomb control would be one that you can add, and protobomb. So protobomb is, let me see if I can find protobomb for you.
Okay.
There's protobomb. It's called a format neutral SBOM.
I found it.
It'll ingest both SPDX and CycloneDX. And then what bomb control does is it'll take multiple protobomb SBOMs and make it one big SBOM. So if you have, 50 containers and you're trying to create a central aggregated SBOM, you can. And you probably should put Ortelius there too. Yeah, so in P32, we should add protobomb, bomb control, and then Ortelius.
Okay.
Actually, let me restate that. I think that the protobomb, Ortelius, and bomb control should probably go under make the provenance data available to the organization's operation response teams to aid them in mitigating software vulnerabilities, because that's what those tools are really doing. They're trying to make SBOMs more digestible.
Okay, so there's one.
Yeah, I would put it under make the provenance data available to the organization's operation response. So put those three not under make the available for in accordance with policies, preferably using standard-based formats. So the ones I just listed are not creating standard-based formats. They're making it more available so people can read them.
Okay.
So I would put them in the second group.
Okay, sure.
Protect the integrity of the provenance data and provide a way for recipients to verify provenance data and integrity. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. And I don't know which ones should go in there. But Sigstore probably is right, and Notary. I don't know what AOS verifier is, but I'll trust Chris that you got that. And then we have, and that's it. That takes us, that was an easy section, but it was kind of hard at the same time. But nice job. I just add those things, and then if you want to put it in the table format, we're good to go. And then hopefully we'll, what we should be probably doing is looking for, we need to identify somebody we think that could take a review of these. But we'll get to that. We won't worry about that now. All right, so we're on to produce well-secured software. We've got a start on it. Does anybody want to take a stab at it? Anybody want to say, hey, I think I can do that? I was going to start working on some of these other sections, but we only have 2 of these to go, so it shouldn't take us long to finish this code and pre-build section.
I could take one of them.
Great. So if you go to, did we fix this problem? I'm not sure if we did.
It's fixed, yeah, because I can assign people.
Yeah, it would be good if you could assign yourself, and everybody should be able to assign themselves to issue.
Yeah.
Do we know if you can assign? Let me see. If I look at myself,
Try to go to code and pre-build and assign me. So
Okay, let me,
39. 39.
yeah, I know, I'm looking for it. Is it down here? There.
Yeah, that one. So we can assign assignees. And now right inside top
Where do I
right.
assign?
For me,
Where do I assign somebody?
Top right, top right. It's just no
Top
one.
right, oh,
No, not that one. Click on.
it says it
Up top, up top, up top, up a line. Yeah.
up top.
Assignees.
Edit.
No, assignees. Just hover over assignees.
Okay, hover.
Click on that, and then
Okay,
KRIS. Yeah, and then check the box. Yes. And
okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna go assign myself. I'll start on respond to vulnerabilities, so we'll get that done.
Tracy, I had that. I thought I did that.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Can
You want to
check
walk through it?
Well,
We have
it's-
20 minutes. We could get it done.
Well, I thought there was more. I thought I had more. Hang on here.
We'll do it next time. We'll do it next time.
Okay, let me finish it up. I thought I had it done, huh? Now it looks less than what I had.
It may not, did it get checked in?
I'll review it and get it ready
Okay.
for next time.
Okay, sounds good.
And I don't know if I assigned myself. I hope I did. If I didn't, I will right now.
I see some suggestions.
Respond to vulnerabilities. Yes, you are assigned to it. So I will go to build and
Chris,
deploy has been started. I'm going to do I'm going to start on post deployment.
Okay.
Oh, we got some stuff done here. Oh, not really. Okay, I'm going to start on post deployment section PO. All right. All right, nice job, everybody. And Chris, you're going to reformat your stuff, fix it, and reformat it into the table.
But I see some suggestions in the channel, in the chat, in the main.
Okay, we should probably talk about that then. Let
You
me
wanna
get rid
go-
of my.
Because I added some of them. I added the Git bucket, the Git here, just like store, but I didn't add SLSA. I added Artelius. I didn't add AI bomb generator.
So do you need help from us on that?
I need someone to confirm I should add them.
So let's go back to your section that we were working on.
Yeah, and to reference the main channel suggestions.
That's actually good, Sasha.
Main chat.
The AI SBOM generator.
Yeah, should we add that? And also, should we add
Yes.
LSA?
Thank you for that, Sasha.
Okay, so those of you who put comments in here, can you take over and let us know where you want those items? And we can use this. What is this? Supply chain levels for artifacts. Where does this need to go?
I think this should go to PS2.
Should go to PS2. Provide a mechanism for software. Don't you think that will end up in build and deploy though? Isn't that something that we should be focused on for build?
I think so, yeah.
Because build and deploy will have it's going to have a PS2 as well.
Okay. Yeah, then that makes sense then.
Yeah. Okay. Did you get Chris, did you get SIG store in
Yep.
the right place? Okay.
So,
And did you get Artelius in the right place?
yep.
Okay. And then did you get this so this is SNCC is Sasha, do you know if this signing container images is this open source?
Now, this is an article comparing, because you're looking for different signing tools, right? So I just put that article there because they compare Sigstore, Cosign, Notary, and Docker Content Trust. Just in case you're looking for other tools, I just put it there as a reference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for
I think
anybody who needs
Sigstore out of this is the only one that's going to be open source.
Okay.
But maybe not. I don't know if this one is open source. Oh, it's from the Cloud Native Foundation. So Notary was already in there. Didn't we have Notary in there?
Let me check. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to spam the
Yeah.
chat channel. I was just stimulating ideas, just in case.
Okay. All right. Let me close this. All right. And then the AI bomb generator, that probably needs to go in our in our
Yeah, that
SBOM
thing
section.
generates S-bombs for AI.
Yeah.
Quite interesting. Quite interesting.
That is going to be, it will be, as I think Victor pointed out in the beginning of this, you're having code generators, you really have to figure out who generated it. And that's going to be able to, I think one of the most important parts of the AI SBOM is the LLM version.
Yeah.
So let's make sure that's in that section.
Which is
Protect the software under code and pre-build, secure software development framework, protect the software. And it was down here, wherever SPDX and, okay, it wasn't there, not there, not there. Not there, not there, not there, not there. Right here, P32, PS 3.2. Cyclone DX, SPDX, and then you can add that AI bomb generator.
okay. 3.2.
Here, I'll put it in the chat. Oh, he already has it in the chat, so you can pull the link to the Git repo from the chat.
Okay. 3.2. Let me check again. Is it first one, second one? I think it's the second one, right?
Is PS 3.2. You just put it under or put it on top so people see it's an A alphabetized. Put it right above Cyclone DX.
Should go on the first one. Okay. Before Cyclone.
Yeah. Yeah, I just put it before Cyclone, so it's in alphabetical order because you have everything else like that.
Yeah, okay. All right.
And I think we're what is Sasha, what is this? Git EA, private fast DevOps platform.
I don't know if that's something you guys need. I just put it there. It's like a self-hosted.
We'll probably have that. It's probably going to be something in build and deploy that we're going to need to remember. So don't forget that.
No, there's quite a few of those out there. Like a tier, you can run basically your own repository server locally anywhere. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. I'm sure that creating a consistent, there's going to be something in build and deploy that we're going to run into, I'm sure, in that area. Okay, I think we're good, team. Good job. This is coming along. I know this is tedious and it can be really boring, but I appreciate everybody's effort on doing it. We're getting there. I think once we get all these pages done, there's 12 of them all together. I think this is our second one, so we have 10 more to go. Once we get them all done, I think that we should recruit somebody like a Steve Taylor to do some reading through it and editing it, adding stuff that he might see that we've missed. We might even be able to convince David Wheeler to take a look at it, or Andrea Fertoli. But I don't know if Andrea has done that much work around security. So somebody from the OpenSSF, I think, would be a really good person to look at it. Maybe we can get Krob to do it. And Kate, you and I will see if we can't recruit some folks from the OpenSSF when we're in Denver.
That'd be great.
just to read through what we've done and see if we've got it right, or if we've missed the
Yeah.
boat here.
That'd be great.
I don't think we've missed it completely. I think that we might have stuff that we're not remembering. It's hard because there's so many tools out there. I feel like once we get it in a format, we get some tools out there and we start sharing it, then hopefully we'll get more folks contributing, because we can then share it with all these open source tools and ask them to review where their tool is placed.
Yeah.
Because their tool can be in multiple places. It's not like the landscape, like the CDF landscape and the CNCF landscape is massive, and so they restrict where your tool can fit. So if your tool does two things, you can only be put in one, your primary. In this case, we should be able to list them under each area where it helps in each section.
I like the landscape view personally that they have. It would be nice to take that view, but make it more like according to this, so you can be in multiple places.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get somebody to code a beautiful, secure software development framework landscape, right?
That'd be so cool, right?
Yeah, it would be. Gathering the data is the first step, though, and that's basically what we're doing. We're trying to pull the data together.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, everybody. Again, thank you. Give you guys 9 minutes
Right.
back of your day.
And see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, good. It'll be fun. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Chris.
Bye.